Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Lock Zero, and I'm here with my brother.
It's a Rev in the house. I know I did Borat there. I feel like I'm making copyright. Anyways,
It's okay. You're excited. That's all that
very
matters.
excited. We're so close to chapter 1000. My
Dude,
excitement is just through the roof. I don't know how to act.
20 years, man. That's crazy.
That
I,
is that is hell of a career. Like just doing anything, but to come
yeah,
up with that's
seriously.
it's
Like,
crazy.
I don't even think Dragon Ball was this long. You know what I mean? And that took like breaks. You know what I mean? There was Dragon Ball. I don't think Dragon Ball Z came out immediately afterwards. Dragon Ball GT, and then there was a long ass hiatus between the new stuff. What the hell is the new Dragon Ball called?
Dragon Ball Z Kai? No, that was
Yeah, Kai. Dragon Ball
no Kai is
Kai.
the TV show. What's the Super? Super is the manga and stuff.
Mm,
Yeah, with the
yeah,
moral arc and the tournament of power, all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but I want to say I'm pretty confident One Piece is the longest running series. I have to
Has to be the longest
fact
running
check
active
that.
series. Like, there's no way, right? There's no way anything else has been more consistent. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
At least not in the Jump mangas. Maybe like in another manga, but
yeah.
nothing for nothing, telling.
But yeah, man, we're almost at chapter 1000, hitting that huge milestone. And I mean, usually I'm gonna say I've been pretty bad about reading spoilers for like the last like 20 or 30 chapters, but for chapter 1000, I'm gonna be spoiler free and just completely receive it in its glory.
Yeah, unedited, it's gonna be hard. Like she was saying off the spoiler pages.
Yeah.
Just trying to get that tempting, like early Christmas present. It's like sneak in early and try and take a peek at what's going on. But no, save it for Christmas Day. Make that special 1000 moment just a surprise, good or bad. I mean, you never know. You don't want to
Yeah.
hear something that's like some crazy Batman.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get spoiled. I mean, the only way I can really see myself getting spoiled is if like I since I play One Piece Treasure Cruise, and I'm on that subreddit all the time, maybe somebody wants to be a dick and just say something about the chapter in there and just kind of drop some info. I don't think that'll be the case. I don't think it's super likely, but nevertheless, it's a possibility. But I think I'll be able to manage. But yeah, man, let's kick this chapter off. Chapter 999, the
And then
last chapter we're gonna receive with triple digits. After this, it's gonna be four digits going forward. And yeah, it's chapter 99, and we got this nice little color spread here. We got like half of the crew. I'm assuming chapter 1000 is gonna have the other.
yeah, they're half. Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, I almost didn't notice that. Like half the crew was gone. Yeah, Brooke, Frankie, Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Robin, and Usopp all celebrating a milestone of gold. Looks like they found the big treasure.
Mhm.
Maybe it's attempting to recreate what One Piece really is, but hopefully not. I kind of want something bigger than that just for One Piece. Like,
Yeah, even Chopper celebrating. He has that 1000 shirt on. Zoro has on the typical outfit that he had post time skip. I'm not sure exactly 100% about Sanji. Usopp is wearing the stuff he wore, immediately post time skip. But Robin, Frankie, and Sanji seem to be, rocking some new stuff.
yeah,
So, but yeah, man.
Brooke looks a little different. I don't know if like what the intended effect just isn't popping because of how it's only half drawn, but got him
I
there.
don't think that's supposed to be Brooks' face. I think that's just the skull that's like in the center of the poster.
Because I
Uh,
see his hand, that's why. But maybe it'll be like there'll be another one the other side of it, like too. Yeah,
yeah,
I thought that was Brooke, but
yeah.
maybe not. Yeah. I like how Sanji's looking at this, and this fish is looking back at Sanji like he's not about to cook it his life and make it delicious.
Yeah,
He's
seriously.
like, "Yeah, we're best friends." He's like, "Nah, you are my food." Psych. I'm glad you're
Yeah.
enthusiastic though.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move on, and we got the first page here. I'll let you take a rev. Start it off.
Okay. So beginning, we are starting off with a flashback. I mean, we see Onishigama Island, but we are starting off with a flashback. So it's stop Ace. Let's go back. Ace and
Yamato.
Yamato's kid. Yeah, Yamato. I was gonna say Yamato's kid, but no. Yamato. Yamato and Ace battling off. Who are you? Name yourself. And yeah, she's going back. You go first. He says, "I'm Ace." He hits her with a fire fist, and blocked by the power pole. And he says, "I've come to take Kaido's head." This is interesting because this is after he joins the Whitebeard crew, so this is close to like his maximum power level, I would say, and he was pretty damn strong when we first introduced him. So
Mm,
giving a showcase that Yamato is at least on par, if not maybe stronger than that, because with her collars, who's to say that she isn't being held back as well? But they have a pretty equal fight. They have an equal exchange, sorry, and Yamato is defending herself. And we go to the next page. Yamato, declaring, "My father and his men are on an expedition. You won't find a single officer on this island." So I guess Yamato at this point, not Yamato, Kaido at this point was somewhere else doing some, cool pirate shit, maybe, fucking shit up or getting captured or trying to do suicide things. Who knows, just
yeah.
regular sense
Yeah,
of struggle.
that's
Kaido.
something we know like nothing about, like what warrants, him getting off the island and going to do business. Like, what is his business? What is he at, what is important enough that he needs to go and deal with some stuff,
I
you
mean, the
know?
only thing we know conclusively is that he went to go fight Shanks, right at the Whitebeard War. So he was probably was here, went to go fight him then, just to be a dick, I guess.
Well, it wouldn't have been at this point because the war was because
Not
Ace
at
was,
this point, maybe not at this point, but I'm saying like that would be something that would warrant him leaving the island.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, something on that level. I
yeah.
mean, but we don't know. Maybe he has like some like small things that'll get him off the island too, like
Yeah.
special liquor coming out, just like Big Mom's candy fetish. But anyways, okay, so we go back on. We see Kaido's forces, surprise all the the Smile guys, saber-tooth tiger looking dude.
Well, that's Ace's crew.
That's Ace's crew.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, One Piece's crews are ridiculous.
He has a tiger on his crew. So there's a Ace Light novel, and
Mhm.
I haven't read it, but I know it talks about like the crew members and how he started like his own little crew before he joined the Whitebeard Pirates.
Oh, so
Uh,
that's the Spade Pirates guys.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh, interesting, interesting. Oh,
yeah.
that's cool. Okay, so I guess they're shocked at the revelation that Yamato is his daughter, and
Hmm.
she, didn't want to give that information out. She's looking resentful. And we go to a bigger scene of what's happening, and everything is just wrecked. All of Kaido's forces, the city is all in flames. Ace has been tearing the joint up. But Yamato exclaims, surely you've had enough violence for now. Now that I have any obligation to protect this island. And Ace, takes a second to stop back. He looks, he sees Yamato's in chains, and I guess Ace's forces are a little tired of what's going on. They're like, all right, let's take a break. They're like, can we go back? Go back to the mainland. They want to do their main mission, which is to I guess rescue these abducted children and bring them back to their families.
Hmm.
Ace is still pretty pissed off though. He's says it doesn't make sense. Someone this powerful isn't the captain. I want to settle this. And Yamato discloses, "I am Yamato. I've been sitting around bored anyways. I'll be your opponent." So they start fighting just for fighting's sake. They really enjoy it, and that's hot girl shit for Ace, I'm assuming. And they clash in a big exchange. Hockey and fire and everything just blasting off in a kunk and a doom, flashing sound.
Yeah, and then we got Ace here on the next page. You can't choose your father, Yamato. So you hate your old man that much? Forget about the cuffs. Why do you let him chain your heart too? And she's like, what? And then on all his crew, or no, all these beast pirates like, young Master Yamato, don't. That's a symbol of Master Kaido's power. And I don't really get this. Like, did she hit the statue? Did she do
Yeah,
something
she
to
she
it?
she broke the dragon statue. You can see like at the top of it where the zoom, thing.
Oh, she
Yeah,
took the head
the
off of
looking
it.
thing. Yeah, it's on the ground now. Yeah, that took me a minute too. Like I didn't see until it was blown up in front of me, like what exactly was going on there. But yeah,
Yeah.
because that bottom, swirl I thought was like leading to the ground at first, and I'm like, well, what did she do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this
I
wasn't a
was.
living thing. Was this a living thing? Because I see some like dripping fluids coming down. I don't know. Like, was it a statue? What the heck
Yeah,
was
no,
that?
I'm pretty sure it's a statue, but because it's saying it's a symbol. But she's like, I wish I could leave too. I want to go. I want to sail out to sea and go on adventures. I want to live as free as Odin did. And this apparently makes Ace a little happy. And then he says, "That's the spirit, Yamato." And then he melts the statue a little bit by punching the face of it. And then we all of a sudden transition to them enjoying some drinks. People are knocked out and they're just having a good time drinking their alcohol. And Ace like, such a shame when we get along so well like this. And she said, if I ever get these off, I swear I'll go out to sea too. Um, and she's asking Ace, "What's it like out there? Are there lots of young folks making a name for themselves?" And then he's like, "Young folks, where this Cavan something guy." So you got this nice Cavendish flex going on here. Like,
No, just a nice reference too, because Cavendish was so pissed about like Ace and the worst generation, like stealing all his glory and stuff. It's the best.
yeah. But this to me show he's something of a contender, that his name is, it has some kind of, reputation attached to it, and then people are talking about him, I guess. And he says, "I'm on a level of my own, of course, but I hear about guys tearing things up on the other seas, Kid in the south, Law in the north, Beige in the west." And that's cool. And she's fangirling over this little musical note. All right, and you pick it up here.
The stage, yeah, but the toughest one. And we have Ace like super serious, like letting him know this is the the real of the real. Like I'm giving the sneak preview. He's like, the toughest one of them all won't be setting sail for a few years yet. My little brother, he's gonna be massive. Trust me. How many times are you gonna mention your brother? So interesting note that this is even before Luffy's journey sets off, and I guess Kid and Beige and all of them were already starting there, getting a name for themselves. So Luffy gained power pretty quickly if we think about how he, jumped from where he started off to where he ended up.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, about their. I'll make a note to talk about this at the end, but like their ages and stuff. I mean, I can see Beige is a lot older than everybody else, but
Yeah, he was a mafia. So
um,
yeah. So, anyways, we go. But he's gonna be massive. Trust me. Oh yeah, we already covered that. And she's obviously tired of how many times he's bragging about Luffy. But he loves his brother, man. He's gonna talk shit. He's gonna be the Pirate King. Everybody knows it. And he's like,
yeah,
"Isn't there
apparently
anything
he beats on her a little bit because she says "ow, ow." So I'm guessing he's like bonking her
popping her
on
a
the
little
head or
bit?"
something.
Yeah, giving a little friendly tap tap. And then we go back to the present, and we go to Yamato, still all messed up, saying the truth about this dragon statue is I broke it first, but then he said this is a warning to Kaido until the next time I show up here. My father was furious, but he never saw Ace in person. So, they seem to miss the boat on each other, but, we all know Kaido would have kept Ace the business.
Hmm.
So it's a good thing that they didn't meet, his destiny wasn't to do that. So we go back to Momo, and he's like, "There's a pirate who's trying to save Wano." He's like, "Wait, father?" He's like, "Oh yeah, Kaido's my father." They're freaking out. They instantly jump back 30 yards. We had to see the Kanoichi like spinning away. Can't do much. She at least roll off. And he's shocked. What? His eyeballs are popping out. Yamato's like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that. Forgot to mention. Don't worry, I hate him. I told you I'm Odin, right? Your dad." That makes sense. And they're all like, "That
Well,
makes
yeah, there's
even."
a direct comment to that. That makes even less sense.
And so I guess there's like a little bit of a exposition going on in the background. Exposition going on, sorry, where Yamato's like, "All right, I believe I understand the story now. I appreciate your help," but they're still 30 yards away. They're not willing to trust, the blood of Kaido. But we see them keeping talking, and Momo's like, "But why would you tell us about that man? Ace died 2 years ago." He's like, "Oh, I don't know. You see, he was." And we go back to the cutout to Nami, Usopp, and what's the girl's name again?
Otama.
Otama with her little beast rider creature. So we see Otama saying, "Yeah, I believed in Ace, and that's why I've been working to be a Kunoichi." Big bro Luffy couldn't give me the bad news gently. He's got no delicacy. He's talking about how cold he was about Ace's death.
Yeah.
Nami explaining, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's just what he's like, though." Even though that explained that Ace's death was painful for him too. And he's like, What is he talking about? They knew each other." And everybody drops the bombshells. We all understand. But we cut away from that for now, and
Hmm.
we go back to the dome. And if, you want to
Yeah,
take it over?
we got the performance floor inside the dome. And stop Marco, stop him right now. Don't let him get away with this. I like to picture him like a Macho Man or Hulk Hogan kind of voice. But
Yeah, brother, don't let him get away.
but he saved our lives. You want Master Queen to kill us? Ah, look, I'm not going right after Kaido at this point. Nico Robin, Bone Man, run into the castle. We will if you insist. And I got him. Marco the Phoenix is mine. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you guys can handle Marco.
Imagine
Uh,
Marco just laying dead at the end, like, they got me. I've been defeated, but he's nobody.
you
Yeah,
ready?
yeah.
And Zora's like, let's go.
I
And
just
then
want
we
to point
got,
out at this second, someone has a sword literally through Marco's head, and he's just like still
oh
fine.
shit, I didn't even notice that. That's
Yeah.
and then somebody has their hand on his face. And he's just like, yeah, you ready? Yeah, let's go. And his tail like fooms. It goes outwards, blooms, and then he like spirals away. He turns into the Great Moltres, and he's flying away, knocking all these guys out in the process. And then, hey, he's carrying one of those straw hat guys. And Zoro's like, nice view, looking up at his crotch awkwardly. I don't know what kind of nice view he has
Listen,
going on
Zoro
over
just respects meat, I guess.
here. He's very
Nice package.
talented.
I know why you were the first division commander now.
And then we're getting
But,
Marco's thoughts, and he's saying, please, Pops. And he says, no, you idiot. And I guess I'll continue onwards here. Um, how many times have I told you, Ace? You know who used to be the second division commander before you and why the position was unfulfilled for so long. And we got, God, what's her name? Not Okiku, Kiko's sibling. Oh my God, why can't I think of this person's name? Okay, Okiko's sibling. We only learned of Lord Odin's death several years after it happened. We considered moving on Wano many times, but never did in the end. Could you imagine what would happen and how many would lose their lives? And Marco is eating a pineapple, interestingly enough.
raw dog in it, yeah. Like,
And yeah, just skin and everything. He doesn't care. Then Ace is like, then let me go on my own. I made a promise. And Whitebeard, like, you think you could vanquish the man that Kozuki Odin could not? Don't be conceited, Ace. And we got another big name here. We got Zehaha himself. And Odin was plenty tough. I get wanting to take out a big shot, though, Commander Ace. And he says, shut up, Teach. Ace isn't doing this to hunt down big shots. Damn it, if I can't keep my promise, if I don't get stronger, it's just how heavy a promise you're being on your shoulder. What do you say?
he got messed up by Whitebeard. He's seen 2 knocks on his head. He's lying face down.
Yeah, he's talking all that shit about dealing with Kaido. He can't.
Yeah, and Whitebeard knocks him down in 2 seconds. Yeah, but he's gonna go defeat Kaido.
And that's just how heavy a promise you're bearing on your shoulders. If Pops ever gives you the go-ahead, send me an invitation, Ace. And Marco's like, yeah, I'd be interested too. And he says, in that case, I bet we could win already. What's your basis for suggesting that? And Marco's flying with a little tear in his eye. And we see 2 ominous shadows.
Oh, we see a giant penis coming out of nowhere. And a batarang. What could it be? No, but we go back to the next page, and Queen and King are all juiced up. They hit their ascended Saiyan mode. No, I'm kidding. But they're ready to go with beef. I like how Queen has his giant, cigar still in his mouth being smoked. King looking like a demon from an S&M film. But I mean, there's so much going on with King, though. Think about it. The leather straps, the black wings. He's a pterodactyl. He's on fire. He has spikes. There's so much going on.
Yeah, there's a lot to his character design. It's very, very busy, very involved.
All right, but Queen declares he's, by the way, lead performer Queen. Give him his respect. Dragon fruit, ancient model, Brachiosaurus.
Side note, really quick. This is something I learned recently, but I forget exactly how it is, because like it always kind of threw me off how they label these ancient Zoans as dragon.
Yeah.
And I think like it was in Japanese like dinosaur is like big dragon or something. That's basically how it translates to, or in reverse. But that's why they gave them these classifications. But continue.
Okay, so dragon. All right, so it's ancient dinosaur, we could say. And there does seem to be a class of ancient dinosaur, which is different than the legendary zone. I'd love for him to like also come out with a breakdown too of the zone, like specifically, like how like the tiers are. But anyways, so Queen declares, "Don't you just assume you can fly right past us? All those samurais are surely dead by now." Saying, Kaido is probably wiping them all out. And going back to King, main strategy of this, he's saying, and once Kozuki's Odin's son is dead, this battle is over. Again, his brains, finally. It's just refreshing to have in one piece. Marco, if you really think that, you're in for a rude awakening. You're pitting yourselves against the new generation now. This is the OP squad. Queen, I hope this isn't coming out of his mouth, but it looks like
it really does. I love that. Honestly, that is hilarious to me. Shut up, you little songbird. And then Queen goes,
And he's looking like a freaking like a dinosaur Power Ranger creature gun out of his main head. Anyways, this doesn't affect Marco, which is interesting. You'd think he would have, done some sea stone shots, shells, or even, I don't know, something with hockey in it. But he doesn't. It doesn't phase Marco. He's still flying up. We go back to the Lukunoichi Otsuki. What's her name?
Otama.
Otama, sorry. Wow. I need to try. We go back to Otama's group, and she's getting, the news that Luffy and Ace are in fact brothers. She's like, what? Big bro Luffy's Ace's brother. And she has the, triple open, wide shocked mouth crying face going on.
Yeah.
And she realizes what an ass she made of herself. He was like, I really touched a sore spot for him. No, I'm just reassures him. He's like, don't worry. If he was upset, he would have told you. Probably punched you in the head.
Yeah. No,
But more
that's
important,
100% what Luffy would have done. He would have. Yeah. He speaks his mind.
yeah. But he's like, more importantly, let's do that plan of yours. So it seems like she has a counter strategy. So she's a pretty good lay of the land. And that's interesting that, Nami, who's a pretty intelligent strategist of the group, is going with this. So it must be something good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see what she's cooked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a big and then Momo also is getting the news that Ace is also, related to him, and he was Roger's son. And he's like, so he's Roger's son and Luffy's brother. Is this true? Yamato reassures him, you're the ones who brought Luffy here to Wano, aren't you? He's like, yes, indeed. But of all the pirates, the numerous as stars in the sky, you happen to meet him and brought him to this country. And she's like, and Momo was like, I can only consider that an act of fate. Just happens to be destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And Yamato's like, yeah, after all, Luffy's name has the letter D in the middle.
I think it was Yamato who said I can only consider that an act of fate.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm
that
pretty
makes
sure.
sense. Yeah. The dialogue floats a different box. Yeah. So, she considers an act of fate after. Yeah, that makes sense because it sounds like a continuous sentence. After all, Luffy's name has the letter D in the middle, so this indicates that she's aware of the will of D or knows the will of D. So that's interesting. And we get a little flash up to the top of Onigama where the big shots are, and you can take over there.
So we hear, yeah, yummy flames. And then Zeus says, my stomach is full and crackling too. I'm all recharged. Ha 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 ha, mama. So Straw Hat's not here yet. Hey, Kaido, kill as many of them as you want, but leave Nico Robin alive. And that's throwing warning signs immediately up in my head, but we'll talk about that in a minute too. And Kaido's like, so what? Can't that three eyes of yours read the ancient writing? You mean pudding? Who knows? I can't wait around for her true eye to awaken. Where are you gonna put this island down? There is a castle in the flower capital that stands as simple of Kozuki. Mama, aren't they having a festival now? That's a lot of deaths. Not a problem. It's easy to get more slaves, and that's kind of psychotic. But yeah, it is Kaido. It'll make a nice capital. So
also, note just how disgusting he looks drinking the liquor, just pouring all his face.
He's just vibing, yo. He doesn't give a shit, man. He runs his
he's
show.
won his battle, yeah. He's feeling like Kobe after dropping 81.
And you can see too a little bit that scar has a little bit of blood stains on it. So there is a little damage he took from that skirmish at the very least. But yeah. So Big Mom's like, so your road poneglyph isn't there? And then he's like, isn't it too early to be showing your hand? No. And she's like, hey, don't insult me. It's not like that. I still think of you as a little brother. On the day rocks fell into ruin at God Valley, I gave you the legendary model of the fish fruit. You owe me your life. You owe me for life, Kaido. And he says, whatever you say, we can talk after we get it. The One Piece, that is.
Dun, dun. They gave me like a Law and Order vibes. Dun dun.
Dun dun.
But what does this talk about? Fish fruit? I thought it'd be like
So this is something I wouldn't have gotten on my own. And basically Kaido is a Gyarados. That's what's happening. So in Japanese mythology or Chinese mythology, I forget exactly which, there's a legend of like the koi fish swimming up the waterfalls and stuff, and then they have to go through all these obstacles, and basically one of them makes it up there, and then the gods turn that koi fish into a dragon. Hence, like you see sometimes depictions of dragons and like from Eastern things, like they have like those long whiskers,
Yeah.
like the koi fish do. Um, so I'm I don't know exactly how it turned out, but if he evolved, maybe he had to go through like some kind of like hibernation stage first, like he had to stay as a carp and then eventually he became the dragon. I don't know if he had to do something to activate it. Maybe he still has that power, that koi fish power. It'd be weird to see him turn into a koi fish. um
But this evolved state, is there any legends about it being like immortal or anything like that?
I haven't done that much research. It's just from what I hear, but yeah.
I'd be interested
uh
to know like what the weaknesses of that legend would be, like how it was slayed or anything like that. But
mhm.
interesting, interesting.
And then
So
you can
I want
also
to
see
catch
like,
Kaido now.
what do you say?
I want to catch Kaido now.
See, that's how Magikarp and Gyarados were designed, based off of that mythology.
Yeah.
But you can even see that the tattoo on Kaido's arm. I guess it's supposed to be this like the scales of a fish, and
I mean,
even getting
okay.
getting into Wano itself is a waterfall with the koi fish going up. So
Mm, a
there's
lot
all
of
that.
it coming out now. I see
Mm.
it. All right, sorry, a lot of the symbology coming out now. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. This is cool.
Which makes me also think, makes me wonder too, like okay, so obviously it has to, like I think there has to be a purpose to it being the fish thing, like I don't know that it's going to serve any combat capability or any, it's going to affect Kaido as he is now, but maybe that fruit has some kind of special relationship to the land of Wano. And it has something to, like, there's just a relationship between like that mythology, the entrance to Wano, all the stuff that's going on. And I maybe that fruit has a particular like destiny or something for
Mhm.
that area. And maybe that's why Vegapunk was so obsessed with dragons in general. Maybe he was trying to synthetically make a dragon so that he could access something that's only available to people with that dragon, that dragon mythical Zoan.
Yeah.
So, maybe there's that. Um,
Yeah. I mean, it could be lots of that, but we're gonna. There seems like a lot of backstory there to that, but well, we'll see how it all develops. But cool moment. So we are officially like revealed that Kaido and Big Mom definitely gonna go after One Piece together.
mhm.
Are they? But for now, it looks like they're on the same page, even though they're both clearly still very suspicious. At least Kaido is on his end. We'll see if Big Mom is really about this life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's chapter 999, and I gotta say this was a pretty great chapter. Um, 2 thumbs up at least,
Yeah.
maybe
No, it,
five.
it was it was pretty good. Like, I mean, all right. If I was gonna get my grade for the chapter, I would say is probably an 8.5, 8.5 to a 9. This, like the flow of the chapter was good. The information drops were good. Pretty cool moments. I mean, I I I'm not the biggest fan of Ace stuff. And it's not that Ace is a bad character. I feel like he served his purpose in the story.
Mhm.
And sometimes I feel like he's being shoehorned in for the sake of like he's a popular character. You know what I mean?
I get
And
exactly what you're saying. Like, yeah, we're getting a lot of like if Ace was still alive, this would have been like more cool stuff to know. But like now that he's
mm,
like the story is done, it's like yeah, I mean, but I get it. Like they're I guess they want to build more of a even more of a deep emotional connection, with him and Wano, and it's not like it's like, oh, he was always going to come to Wano. He's always going to liberate it because, like, just like Ace was always going to come. I guess that's what they're trying to say. But
yeah, yeah. The Ace stuff is probably I guess the least interesting aspects of the story to me. Um, but it was still fun. Him interacting with Yamato and all that jazz. Um,
also, could Ace not take off Yamato's cuffs? Like, thought he was
No, I
strong
mean,
enough.
I know, I'm pretty sure he has hockey, like armament hockey, but I doubt he knows Rio. It seems like only a very specific amount of people know Rio, um, and you would have to know somebody from Wano or somebody who knew somebody from Wano in order to learn it. I'm guessing. Um, who knows? Maybe that's speculation. What's your score for the chapter?
I'm gonna give it an 8.5 too. Great chapter. Uh, Yeah, but like a little too short, to give it like that perfect 9. But like still really good information, really good moments. Loving that last page, Kaido and Big Mom just looking like demons with all their power like semi unleashed, and Kaido looking like a friggin' fiend for
Yeah,
alcohol. But yeah, and then also the King Queen splash, that was really good too. Seeing them getting into serious mode
yeah.
and popping off. But yeah, the Ace kind of flashback did take up a decent chunk. Most of it, actually, the page, but still a lot of cool stuff happened in this that I'm going to give it a solid 8.5.
Okay. Do you think Yamato knows what the D stands for? Because like when she mentions, after all, Luffy's name has letter D in the middle, she's looking at Odin's journal. So, I mean, he's either A, talking about it, or B, is describing it and actually saying what it means. My guess is that she doesn't know, and neither would Odin, because I think it would kind of take away from Robin's character and what her objective is. Like she wants to learn about the D clan and all that stuff. So like her not
I think
discovering that
Odin would have.
information.
I think Odin would have known just because he was part of the royal line, and he was still pretty older, so I think he would have been informed of it.
Mm,
Even if like I don't know. I think he may have been aware of it, but we'll see. That's if Yamato knows or not, no. But maybe she knows hints of it, like that it means something bigger is going on with the Will of D.
yeah, my guess is gonna be it. The journal touches on the topic, but doesn't explicitly say what it is or what it
Yeah.
stands for.
Or maybe it will.
Um,
And like chapter 1000 is just a big reveal.
maybe.
The Will of
Um,
D.
But yeah, so all right, other topics. Okay, this is the huge point of controversy with this chapter is Whitebeard. Whitebeard and his decision not to go to Wano. So many people feel like this was a character assassination because it kind of shits on his reputation as as this person. Like if you touch Whitebeard's family, you're done. He's not gonna stop until you're over with. People are like, okay, well, the distinction is Odin was dead when they found out about everything that's been going on. So the
Yeah.
difference between going to potentially save somebody or, just to go to pursue revenge.
Yeah.
Um,
People are gonna die, and you're not gonna get anything out of this. Versus, yeah, people are gonna die, but your buddy's also gonna be executed if you don't do anything. That's the difference. Yeah, like like we're gonna cause a nation to be destroyed, and we also don't know that we're gonna win this because Kaido's not a pushover. Versus shit, we got to get our buddy who's they're putting up as a show to die, and like that's not
yeah.
let
But
that
then
happen.
all right, so playing devil's advocate, if Ace would have been killed before Whitebeard got there, you know, do you think he would have just been like, oh, fuck Ace, he's gone now? I don't think he would have stopped. I think he would have came and wreck some shit. Maybe he would have handled it differently. Maybe he would have just went on a rampage on his own and told
Yeah,
his
because at that
crew
point, like,
his crew
yeah,
to
just
stay
fuck it. Like,
behind.
why didn't he just like, yeah? Because at that point, he could just destroy the island off the bat instead of just like, I'm gonna do this slow and
Yeah.
carefully. Like, nope, my son's dead. Boom. you
Yeah.
know, end of the island.
Yeah, I think Whitebeard kind of went to Marineford with the intention of that being his last stand. Like he went there to to sacrifice himself for Ace.
Yeah.
So that's a distinction you can make. But I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, too, like reputation means a lot in this world. So it's like if people know that you can touch Whitebeard's family and get away with it if you're strong enough, then it's like that kind of steps on his power. It makes people want to challenge him more. Like it kind of like
Also, also, I think the another key difference is that Odin was a part of Whitebeard's crew, but he definitely wasn't in it at that moment. Not for nothing, but he did leave and did his own thing, and like he wasn't a part of the family at the end of the day. He wasn't in there, so it's slightly different. I mean, I know that seems like a justification or an excuse or whatever for plot's sake, but
yeah.
nothing. But we also don't know what else was going on, and that might not be. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
mean it's a different type of relationship. Like it's like they shared their time together. Whitebeard was fond of him, but one thing that's kind of a key difference. He didn't call him a son; he called him a brother. So he looked at him as somebody that's an equal. But I don't know, man. Like if somebody went and like killed you, or somebody went and killed me, I don't think either of us would just kind of like sit back and just be cool with it either. You know what I mean? Like you
um,
go you go to get revenge or something, do something.
Roger was a brother too, and he didn't go off and kill
Yeah.
every Marine either. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even sure if if Roger was alive at that point. Like when he departed with Odin, I think at that point in time there was a year left in his life. So I'm pretty sure he was Odin or White Roger was dead before Odin died, or at least it was very close. And then even then, like Roger would have been in very, very, very poor health to even do anything. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
That
know.
must have happened a long time ago. Now that I'm thinking about it, because Odin would have died, and the Ace and them would have been kids. So like, yeah, this moment happened years after Odin died, like much much later, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what's her face? Okiku's sibling says we only learned of Lord Odin's death several years after it happened. So, they didn't even find out about Odin dying, because it's isolated and stuff. So,
Mm.
way after the fact. Um, you know, so there's that. There's another point that I wanted to make. What was it? Oh, difference between fighting in Marineford and fighting in Wano. It's a valid point to say that there would be casualties, and it's not like, when he went to Marineford, obviously there wasn't gonna not be casualties, but is a difference going to fight soldiers, professional fighters and stuff
Versus civilians.
versus yeah, collateral damage of civilians in a country and who are being held hostage, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, Kaido kind of touched on that as well when he addressed Odin. He told him like, you're just like, Whitebeard and Roger and like you guys want to protect people and you're not cutthroat and all that kind of stuff. Which is, led to Odin making the decision to go and like dance in the capital and stuff so he could like, try to save the hostages that Orochi and Kaido were holding. You know what I mean? So it's like they care more about other people than, maybe Kaido or Big Mom or Orochi would. You know what I mean? So it's a different personality trait. Whereas they're not just gonna be like, yeah, fuck the people. We're pirates. We go and we'd go and do things. We don't think about the consequences. You know?
Yeah. No, I think that's the biggest difference is that like you're going to a war versus soldiers versus you're gonna go into a country and just cause a whole mountains versus devastation. Also, with no guarantee you're gonna win this because this is Kaido's home base. Like you're taking out the big boss. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a lot of factors going on there. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of see the justification for it. Well, not justification, but I see like the reasoning behind like why he wouldn't have made a move yet.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Another thing I want to talk about was Queen's Queen and his mouth gun. Um. Yeah, I wonder what kind of body he has. He's obviously an engineer, mechanic. He builds things. He makes viruses. He has like that. I don't know if his arm is made of is mechanical or not, but it looks like he has at least some kind of mechanisms attached to it. Maybe he's kind of similar to Frankie. Like I can't think that Frankie is the only person in the One Piece world to ever think of making himself a robot or a cyborg or augmenting his body with, weaponry or, stuff like
I mean,
that. So,
we do see pretty advanced technology going on throughout One Piece. With Jarma 66. Vegapunk. What's his Caesar Clown. So yeah, it seems reasonable because it seems like the weapons that Queen have, he didn't get them from Clown. It seems like he developed them himself. So he's pretty advanced, not just in mechanical engineering, but biochemistry too. So that combination, that seems like it'd be a pretty plausible theory.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And then we have, I mean, I'm pretty sure they established that Queen and Vegapunk had some kind of past together, right? Like they worked together. They at least aware of each. I want to say, or he recognized. No, you know what it was? He recognized the Vinsmoke technology in Sanji. He recognized the Vinsmoke name when he was looking at the wanted posters, and he wanted to learn about Sanji's technology. So I'm assuming like every major scientist, every major technology person in the One Piece world has some kind of understanding of one another. They've worked in some kind of capacity with one another.
or at
Um,
least heard their legend and like want to like know what they're
yeah,
about. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe if he worked with Vegapunk or whatever at some point in some capacity, or at least knows of his work, then he could get the idea to do stuff to himself to modify himself, like the Kuma soldiers.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. And another thing I want to talk about is the plan that Otama has. I'm pretty sure she's doing the Kibidango Usopp sniper thing that people have been speculating about, myself included. I'm pretty sure she's gonna make a shitload of Kibidango, and Nami and Usopp are gonna be the ones to administer them to the various smile users on the island. Um, turn the tides of battle and shit, you know.
We'll see. We shall see what that plan is. Uh, Something I wanted to point out. I don't know if like it means anything or it's just like me overthinking. The last page, with Big Mom and kind of talking. Zeus is the sun guy, right?
Zeus is the cloud. Prometheus is the sun.
Prometheus. Prometheus is right behind Kaido. Any chance you think Big Mom is going to take that opportunity to get a shot off on Kaido right behind his back, flame him up?
Nah, I don't think this is her time. I think she's waiting for her moment, but I think it's more advantageous to her to to stick around with him. He's not weak enough yet. Like I don't think that battle he had with the scabbards did enough damage to him that she could outright feel like she feels like she could have an outright victory over him. Maybe if they did more damage, maybe if he was down to half HP at this point, but nah, I think he's maybe like 85, 90% still there. So
So
I
we
don't
need to hit him with a critical hit first.
seriously.
Yeah.
Um
Well, he's a Gyarados, so electric attack is super effective. So someone get a now. Be a
they,
double four
they need
times
they need to get a Pikachu. The lurking legend is Pikachu in the One Piece world.
I mean, she has Zeus right there. Just touch him, like, oh, I'm sorry, I brushed you. Zap, 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 zap. But
Yeah.
if I'm Luffy, oh my god, you get to that roof and you're like, well, I'm fucked.
Yeah, and I wonder if any of the scabbards are dead or if they're just all completely unconscious. Like, because Kaido's just chilling. He's not even like looking over his shoulder, like, are these guys awake yet? Nah.
No, battle is over. I'm gonna guess that they are dead as fuck. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna get up there, you're gonna see like half of Conjure over there and half of him over here.
Yeah.
Kittymon's head on his lip. No.
Yeah, it would be hilarious if Kaido was just smoking a blunt, sitting there, just chilling. Like, yo, man, I fucked them up. It's over. It's done. um,
You over, brother.
but yeah, I think they're
Also,
wiped.
I request for you anytime that Queen has a voice, you have to voice it like either Hulk Hogan or Macho Man Randy Savage.
All right, will do. Um, oh yeah, I wanted to comment quickly on the journeys of the other supernovas. So Beige is an older gentleman. I'm sure he's been kicking around for a while. Um, Probably his climbing power is slower than everybody else's. I think he's probably had like a steady pacing of gaining power as he moves through the different the different like mafia families and stuff. Taking them out and shit. But Laws. I'm trying to think of the timeline here where Law would be at this point, because I'm pretty sure Law is older than Luffy, maybe
He's older
by
by like 2 years.
yeah, something like that, not by a lot. So it's like
So he'd be Ace's age. Like he'd be probably 16 at this point.
mm. So I know when he was a kid, obviously he got the Opi Opi no Mi, um, and he probably went out and was doing his stuff, recruiting Beppo and Penguin and you know the other randos in his crew and making a name for himself on the back end of things and back alleys. And Cavendish, just being Cavendish. I don't know what the hell Cavendish was accomplishing, other than just he doesn't seem like to have a goal other than to just wander around.
Yeah.
Maybe he just goes and fights people.
Yeah. Maybe he tries to take on like Marine admirals or strong people or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Imagine there's like a if you want to get a $50 million bounty, do this. And they're just like, all right, checklist, we got this. Because
Yeah.
I can't see them taking down Shichibukai like every other weekend, like it'd be pretty
Yeah,
invaluable
seriously.
system if like everyone's like, all right, this guy beat it, he beat one, he beat a warlord, $100 million bounty. There you go.
Yep. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was Ace's power level, and also like it's hard to like rectify some of this stuff because I don't like as far as I understand, Oda didn't intend for this series to be this long. I don't think he intended for like the power levels, quote unquote, to get to the degree that they are. I think he had a much simpler like manga in mind when he first started out, because like it's like you think about like Ace couldn't deal with the stuff that was going on at Marineford. So it's like how the hell could he have possibly dealt with Kaido? You know what I mean? Like
I mean,
it,
how could I mean, even now, I feel like how can Luffy deal with Kaido and them? But they still stepped up and challenged it. So I feel like sometimes people just I don't think they think of power levels because anything can happen in a fight, and that's the thing about One Piece that's awesome is that like for all intents and purposes, Usopp should have been dead years ago. Like
yeah.
Nami should have been dead years ago. Like if it was just about strength, then nothing would make sense. But like Luffy dies almost on a regular basis, because of dumbass shit he does.
Yeah.
Because that's the world is not about I'm the most OP. I'm Goku. I can't be touched. It's like they build pirate crews for a reason. They have other support staff for a reason. To do things like they build a complex world with lots of things.
Yeah.
Because things happen. Like that. There's a reason why Usopp is just as useful as Sanji sometimes, or Zoro.
Rereading the series, there's just so much. There's so many scenarios where it's like, oh man, if this would have went a little differently, they would have died here, they would have died there, they would have lost here. Like every
Yeah,
single time they face a new enemy, and so much of them winning has to deal with luck. You know,
exactly.
it,
And
it's
now it's trying to wipe them all out.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the story could have been written in a way that Ace could have, maybe he would have taken an L the first time he fought Kaido, and Yamato would have gotten him out of there. Maybe he would have unlocked Ryo, and he would have been the one to get Yamato's cuffs off, and she would have allied with his crew and became one of his crew members. I guess you could think there's a bunch of different like permutations that the story could have taken.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing about life is that it takes many twists and turns. So it's not about like, well, this guy's strong at this point, so he should have been able to beat everybody at that level. That's not how it works. There's more complicated things to that. There's more weirdness and strength differentials going on.
yeah,
I
circumstances.
don't yeah, exactly. Like I don't think everybody in Shank's crew is OP level, but I mean they're probably useful. Like he doesn't keep just around strong people for that sake. That's not what
Mhm.
it's about. It's about the friendship and the personalities of the people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the biggest difference between Blackbeard's crew and Luffy's crew. Like, Blackbeard set out to like attract a bunch of like super powerful people into his crew, so everybody in his crew is gonna be like a monster, and
Yeah.
then Luffy's crew is gonna have a handful of like super strong monsters, but he's also gonna have people that are aren't quite on that combat level, but still serve a purpose, and they're there because friendship is the true power that conquers everything.
And at the end of the day, loyalty is important, and I don't think Blackbeard's crew is going to be that loyal, and that's probably what it
Yeah.
comes down to. Is that like when shit hits the fan, they're probably going to turn tail and run or something like. Versus Luffy's crew, who, Nami, in the face of death, she was still like, yeah, sorry, I can't do anything. Luffy's going to be the pirate king. Sorry,
Yeah.
tell a lie. Whereas anybody else could have just been like, yeah, he's not going to be the pirate king. He's not going to find One Piece. Let me live.
Yeah. What was his name? Alvaro Pizarro, the king guy that he took out of Impel Down. Like, I already know he's a traitorous motherfucker. Like, I'm sure he'll have some scene where he'll pretend like, oh, please spare me, I'll betray Blackbeard if you let me go, or he'll want to take some situation and make it so that he can be the one in charge. He seems like he's that conniving type of personality.
Yeah.
um but yeah, man, cool chapter. I enjoyed it. Super excited for the next one. It seems like the raw or the scanlation will be out on Christmas Day, so that'll be a nice Christmas present. The official won't be out until January of next year, but I'm fuck that. I'm reading the scanlation as soon as
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
I'm not. Yeah, yeah. As soon
as
as
soon
that
as I get that
legend hit,
notification. Yeah. Um, but yeah, man, great chapter. Who is the MVP? Who's the MVP of the chapter, would you say?
MVP of this chapter. That's a tough one.
It is.
Leaning towards maybe Yamato being the MVP just but I mean that's just because she was shown there so much. Um,
I'm gonna vote for Marco. I think Marco
Because he has a sword to the head
accomplished
and
the
like
most. Yeah.
whatever.
You got a sword to the head, didn't phase him. The father didn't phase him. He's just having a grand old time. He turned into a Moltres. Like you can't touch him. And he's,
And
Zoro's
not just
admiring his
Moltres, but a shiny Moltres. He's blue.
and Zoro's admiring his package. So like, he has to win it just by default. But
Zoro got the tiebreaker vote.
but yeah,
Yeah.
man,
But
awesome chapter.
awesome chapter. Yeah, really liking it. Good lead in. Got me very very even higher, anticipating for the next chapter, chapter 1000. Now I just
Oh,
aim
uh,
for it.
another thing I wanted to mention. So I want to add this element to our reviews now. Predictions for the next chapter. What do you think? This is gonna be a hard one.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
gonna say
chapter
like
one.
yeah, chapter
Chapter
1000.
1000 is
All
is
right.
gonna be a hard one, but yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna have three bold predictions. All right, one, Luffy finally gets to the rooftop there, to set up the face off with, Big Mom and Kaido. Uh, Number two, we're gonna get a little flash to Nico Robin and what she's up to. I think this is gonna combine in with sort of a revelation of what the Will of D is for the audience. Maybe not to any characters, or maybe one character or so, but that's gonna be that. And my third big moment for next
Wait,
week,
what did you say about Nico Robin?
Nico Robin will have like like a couple like pages or something like where she'll like be they'll bring it maybe to where her and Law are, or like show her near Law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, you know what? She's running away. That wouldn't make any sense. So it'll be Law. We'll get to see him and in the Poneglyph talking about the Will of D. I think.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think they're gonna bring up the Will of D and they're gonna bring up Luffy, and that'll be like the big reveal for chapter 1000. But I think we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have a Law moment. I think we're gonna have a Luffy moment, and I think we're gonna have Zoro and Marco do an awesome combination move. A
Mm.
flaming 136-pound cannon of beautiful dick magic.
All right. So let me try to throw out my predictions. I think this next chapter will be the end of Act 3. I think that's gonna be the last panel of the chapter. Um, I want to say I think there's a high likelihood that Luffy and Zoro will both arrive at the top of the dome, somewhere in the chapter. Maybe I'm gonna guess the middle of the chapter. I would like to see Law and Kid also get up there simultaneously. So we got like a Sabaody like comparison when they were leaving the slave auctioning house,
Yeah,
and the three of them were standing in front of the auctioning house. Now we can have the three of them, gearing up to
yeah,
face off against Kaido and Big Mom.
yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Um,
I don't think Zoro makes it to the roof. I think him and Marco are gonna take on King and Queen. I think that's where their position is for now.
hmm.
Yeah. I think I do. I think I agree though with that Law and Kid jump up to the roof with Luffy moment. That's gonna be that. I think that makes sense and would be pretty cool.
Hmm. Um, I feel like we have to get some kind of revelation though, like for chapter 1000. So maybe we're gonna hear something about the D clan, like we talked about. Maybe we're gonna hear something more about the Rocks crew. I'm thinking. I know this is not next chapter prediction; it's technically next chapter, but I think every act has been starting off with Reverie information.
Hmm.
So at the conclusion of this chapter, I think we're gonna either go back to Reverie, or we're gonna get a flashback of
What's
Rock's
going
crew,
on?
Rock's crew stuff.
The Reverie note might make more sense. Like yeah, like get an opening of what's going on there, get a
Mm.
better clearer picture. Because if it's crazy and we see like Sabo like and the whole crew locked up, that might be a really cool moment. And maybe they reveal who that traitor was inside the revolutionaries. Imagine it's Sabo and like there's like a mind
Did
fuck.
they
It's
did
like
they
he
did
was a
they say
double
that there was a
double
traitor?
agent.
Did they
What?
did they say that there was a traitor in the revolutionaries?
Yeah, that's why they said that the Sabo and them their mission failed. That's why they got captured because there was like a traitor.
I don't remember that. Are you sure you're not mixing it up with there being a traitor in the scabbards? I know because I don't think that was declared. I mean, we don't even know what the fate was of Sabo. Like,
I think they
w-
lost, right? That was the whole thing is that they
well,
lost.
they don't. I don't think they said whether or not Sabo was killed or whether he was captured. They kind of left it like on a cliffhanger, like everybody's looking at the newspaper like, oh shit, I can't believe this happened. But I don't think
But
there's any talk
I
of a
thought they
traitor.
mentioned there was a traitor in that group too. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I got that. Maybe I do have my. I have to go back and read it again. But I thought that there was a traitor there.
Mm, yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for our read through and review of this chapter. I'm glad you guys were here with us to enjoy this. Man, again, chapter 1000 coming up, big
20
moment for the
years.
community.
Yeah. Either way, congratulations, Oda.
Yeah,
1,000
seriously. And
chapters.
and thank you, Oda, for entertaining us for all this time, man. Like
Taking me on a journey emotionally, like pulling me. I laughed, I cried. I was seriously invested. I was mind boggled. All of it.
yeah,
I experienced all the emotions. The
word.
full Green Lantern spectrum.
All right, guys. Peace.
It was, yeah.